Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Fascinating Womanhood channel. On our channel, we talk about everything that has to do with developing femininity and building strong, long-lasting, loving relationships. I'm Sherry Lynn, and I'm here with my mom, Dixie and Lynn Forsyth. Hi.
Hi.
So we just wanted to join you all quickly today. It's a little bit of a shorter video, but we saw a headline come out yesterday, and we couldn't help but record some comments for you all. It's a very common issue, and it's very rare that you see it in the news this kind of simply put and quick. It's a less than a minute video. So it's with Kim Kardashian and her new boyfriend, Pete Davidson. And we're not saying anything against her or him. This isn't about her or him. This is just because it's an example in the news and it got a lot of attention. And it's a viral video that just came out. We're going to play it for you.
Some of it. Just in case.
All the cool kids.
Just if it works and we want to use this somewhere.
What?
Just if I want to post any behind the scenes, if you don't
Oh,
want
you
to
want me to have a double hat?
Choose one.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm just looking out for you.
No, it's cool. Hey, let me take out and get some stuff. Thank you, man. This hat caused a lot of trouble. Yeah.
So the issue here, as you just saw in the video, is that Pete is trying to wear two caps on it, which is kind of silly. I don't know why he's trying to do that, but he's trying to do something kind of silly with his wardrobe. And she is very politely asking him not to. And it's pretty obvious that she's embarrassing him a little bit in front of the people that are around, and he handles it quite well. And you can tell that he tries very hard to just brush it off, and he follows her direction of, please don't wear that. So how do you think she handled that situation? And what do you think the repercussions are of women treating men like that?
Well, I think it's really interesting how many negative comments she got from women. I don't think most of them were from men. I think they were mostly from women saying that she's mothering him and that he probably won't stay with her very long and things like that. When women do this a lot, it's one of the reasons we cover it in Fascinating Womanhood, is because it's a thing, the nurturing thing that we talk about here, about how we tend to want to nurture. And sometimes it can bleed over into doing it with our man, who doesn't need a mother. He already has one. He doesn't need you to be his mother. And she did it very sweetly.
Yeah,
but it was very mothery.
All the fans were basically insinuating that she is going to get tired of him and throw him away. And that's kind of how that video settled with some of her fans, is that, and these are people that actually like her, that actually support her, saying, oh man, can't you just be nice to him? We're rooting for you. We want you to have a good relationship. And she's already ruining her relationship less than a year in. And what do you think are the repercussions of mothering your man? Like, why is this a bad thing? Because some of the comments were supportive of her, saying, she's just looking out for her business and her aesthetic and her image. So why do you think?
Yeah, well, and that may be, she's looking out for her business, her aesthetic, but then that goes over into, it's all about her and not about the relationship. So it's fine to be all about your business if that's number one. But if you want a relationship, a long-term relationship with somebody, you have to take care of the relationship.
Here's the thing. I really admire the Kardashians' business sense. They're really smart businesswomen. So I understand the comments about she's just doing what's best for her job or for her work. But the problem here is that the picture she's in with him, she doesn't have to post those pictures. She could take a million shots by herself. I think she had a lot of options as far as her business and allow him to be who he is. And she embarrassed him in front of everyone. And she didn't mean to embarrass him, but you could tell she puts her business first. It makes me wonder, can women be really successful in business like her and have a good relationship, because their relationships are always failing? So what do you think about that?
She could make it even better. If she used girlishness, it would even be better. It would be cute instead of being embarrassing, and she wouldn't get trashed by people.
What would be an example of something she could say that's girlish in response to him wearing two kind of goofy hats on top of each other?
She might say, you're so good looking, you'd look good in a paper sack, but do you mind just one hat for this picture? Something like that. You are so good looking, you look good with 3 hats, but how about one just for a little bit?
Just for a little bit. I can handle one just for a little bit. Yeah.
Just for a little bit. Do you mind? And kind of be playful.
She sounded very like, I'm walking on eggshells here, and this makes me uncomfortable, and I'm trying to say it nicely, but please take it off. And it made it almost worse. He's a comedian. He's on SNL and stuff. It makes sense to his personality that he would be goofy. So she knew she was dating a comedian that was a little bit goofy. I mean, it's not a surprise that he has wild style.
So is she trying to change him into being stylish? I mean, I don't know, but it won't work. The Kardashians seem to have a track record of going through boyfriends. If they want that to stop, they need to do something different. She's not going to change him, nor should she. I mean, how would she feel if he tried to change her into being like him? And this is just what is in public. What is in private? We don't even know. People say, well, it's her business. Great, but he's a human being. And it doesn't help their relationship. You don't have to sacrifice your relationship for your business if you understand these principles.
Right.
Most of the people out there recognized she was being controlling, even in a small way. And they saw it, even though they may not see themselves do it tonight when they're with someone that they love. And they just don't think of it.
The comment that was made about all women do this. Well, that's the problem, is that a lot of women do this, and it's a problem, and it's negative in your relationship. Please don't do it, because you have alternatives. You can give him feedback about how he looks without demeaning him and mothering him. And we did a video on mothering that I can attach that talks a little bit more deeply about this subject and why we do it, because we don't mean to be mean. I don't think Kim meant to hurt his feelings. She's just completely unaware that what she's doing is slowly hurting and burning her relationship slowly. And he very carefully just kind of brushed it off in the video. You can tell he just kind of like, ooh, I don't want to make her embarrass me or whatever, but that doesn't last for very long.
No.
And they're not
and he's probably experienced it already. And that's just what we saw, but he's probably experienced it already. And not a lot of guys stick with that for a real long time. And those who do, the woman who's doing it kind of loses respect if a guy lets her do it.
Yeah.
And if he gets tired of it and says, okay, I'm tired of this, and then she's trying to backstep and do some repairs. Sometimes you can repair it. Sometimes it's too late. Sometimes they say something when there are like, I've had it, I'm burnt out. What we teach is to try and not do it and recognize, wait a minute, I'm not his mother. My job is not to raise him. My job is to look for the things in him that I admire and love and validate. He didn't seem self-conscious of wearing two hats. I would never put on two hats, especially if I knew the camera was on me. Even if I didn't, he may be more of a laid-back guy. It sounds like he's got this personality that he's secure in his self-image. Even he can be embarrassed and feel like he's not good enough.
He was clearly embarrassed in the video. If you know anything about men, watch that video and just watch him. He did a really good job. He knew cameras were on him to not show any strong emotion, but you could just see it, that he was embarrassed. And you could also see that she was annoyed, and she was trying very carefully as well not to be too strong with her emotions.
Well, here's another thing you ladies can take away from it. She was very sweet. And sometimes some of our ladies kind of act like if they're sweet, he won't notice. No matter how sweet you are, if you do something like she did, he's going to know. The sweetness isn't going to cover up for trying to mother him or control him. It's like if you're trying to feed someone pickled pig's feet and you think if I put honey on it, they won't notice. They'll notice.
Yeah, or you put it in a beautiful jar.
Yeah, here you go.
Pickled pig's feet. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Like, yeah, saying the way she said it didn't make it any better. Just because she said it doesn't mean that it's okay.
He understood. He understood that she didn't like what he was doing. That was the bottom line. He's a full-grown man.
And me personally, I would love it if one of the Kardashians, just one of them, would change their behaviors, because they keep repeating the same poor behaviors and they keep losing their relationships. They're all having these broken home kind of things. And I'm not saying it's all their fault. It takes two people to have a bad marriage, but I just really wish that they would start perhaps changing some of their behaviors. I don't know. I just feel like they're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Yeah, it's a really common thing, unfortunately, but that's what we're trying to help people with. It seems like a small thing, but something like that, as innocent and small as it seems, can compound over time and end up undermining the entire thing. And I'm sure it isn't just one thing. Well, I don't really follow the Kardashians much, but do they tend to date different kinds of guys? And what kinds of guys do they tend to date? So it's also who you are attracted to.
And again, this isn't to pick on Kim Kardashian. This
is
not
at all.
Because she just so happened to do this against Fascinating Womanhood principles, and it's right hot in the news. And we just thought, wow, this is a great visual for those trying to understand our principles. So this is one of our principles. You don't mother your men, because that does not lead to a long-lasting romantic relationship.
And when you see somebody else doing it, you can more clearly see what they're doing, and you think, oh, that's it. Okay.
Exactly. For those of you that don't know about Fascinating Womanhood, maybe you're a little new to our channel, new to us, all of the links are attached to this video to purchase Dixie's books and workbooks. Definitely check those out. And we are here on our channel every week. So don't forget to hit subscribe and like so you can know when our videos come out. And we will see you next time. Bye.